Hello, Namaskar. This is Firstpost and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. We begin with the latest splash from China. A military command center, the world's biggest, 10 times bigger than the Pentagon, with nuclear bunkers to protect the elite in case of war. Why and where is China building this military city? And how is the world reacting? We'll tell you all about it. In India, the economic survey is out a day before the budget day. It's basically a blueprint and the government's assessment of the economy, the status, the priorities, the challenges, all of it. We'll bring you the top highlights. In the US, Donald Trump has found the villain for every problem. Wildfires, inflation, plane collisions, he blames all of it on diversity hirings in the government. Meanwhile, his pick for FBI chief is being grilled by lawmakers. Who is Kash Patel, the Gujarati American who said Jai Shri Krishna in the US Congress? Why Mark Zuckerberg is complaining about leaks after happily snooping on the world for years and leaking private data to advertisers. How the West has launched a witch hunt on China's DeepSeek. Who is the Indian astronaut who's been picked for the next mission to the International Space Station? How Congo is falling to the Rwanda-backed M23 rebels who are now set to march towards the capital. Why China is painting furry dogs as tigers in its zoos. And why the LVMH top boss says if you're fired, you're basically promoted outwards. We'll discuss that. The headlines first. In India, opposition leader Sonia Gandhi sparks a row. The Congress leader calls President Droupadi Murmu a poor thing. While referring to the president's address to the parliament, Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls Sonia Gandhi's comment an insult. The president's office says it was in poor taste. New Delhi raises the issue of 3 missing Indians with Iran. They had reportedly gone there for business purposes. The Indian government says they are in touch with the authorities in Iran. New Delhi has requested Tehran to locate the missing nationals and ensure their safety. Norway seizes a Russian crude ship over its suspected involvement in damaging a Baltic Sea cable. The Norwegian-owned ship was held at Latvia's request. The vessel's owner denies any wrongdoing. In recent months, countries around the Baltic Sea have been on edge after a string of undersea outages. Myanmar's junta extends the emergency by 6 months as it struggles to contain the armed resistance to its rule. 4 years ago, the junta seized power, triggering a civil war that has claimed thousands of lives. This move will delay elections in Myanmar, which cannot be held under a state of emergency. Chad's president welcomes the departure of French troops from the country. This marks the end of France's last foothold in the wider Sahel region. Chad became independent in 1960. Since then, French troops and aircraft had been stationed in the Central African country. And Sri Lanka records its highest deflation in 65 years. Consumer prices fall by 4% in January. It's the 5th consecutive month of deflation. The island nation is slowly emerging from its worst economic meltdown. At the height of the crisis in 2022, inflation hit nearly 70%. We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you. Touted as the minimum wage defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 4.300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.